I did an intel piece on why, as it stands, American soldiers in the bases dotted all over the world outside of America can't return. It's due to heavy drug and chemical abuse of those soldiers, plus the mind control aspect issue. Now, I've spoken to a few people, some in the MeWe chat and others outside of the group, regarding this situation now, and they're all saying the same thing. The people they knew before they left for duty are all coming back not the same person. Now, the reason is in the name. They are soul-die-ers, not soldiers. Essentially, they've all died inside, figuratively speaking, and in some cases for real. And quite frankly, this is a national disgrace and needs to be rectified quickly. So I came up with a solution, and it is as follows. We have many military bases that are dotted all over America. Perhaps the fake destruction of Tyndale could be the first one, given that was deliberately staged, in my opinion. We could decommission and repurpose certain bases, because we have too many of them, into a hospital centre for the returning troops. Now, the problem, people say, well, why can't they just go home? Because of the levels of drug abuse and induced chemicals and the mind control. Look at some of the veterans that are out in the public now. They're not in a good condition. They're unable to hold down a job, losing their homes and ended up homeless and on drugs. So imagine thousands of them coming home at once. That's what they're worried about. So if we decommission some of these military bases and repurpose them into a hospital centre for the returning troops, and have staff versed in all aspects of drug and chemical abuse, and also mind control abuse and PTSD issues, which can all be treated in a safe, enclosed environment until the soldiers are ready to return to the public. Now, some will say, how can this be implemented, or who pays for it? Well, it can be implemented fairly quickly by the people demanding the full return of all their sons and daughters. Not one of them are fighting for freedoms, America, or the world's people. Not one of them. And once we demand in sufficient numbers, enough is enough, it ends. Sufficient numbers went against Monsanto, it ended. Cite a number of different things of how the people stand up, it ends. And rest assured, the price of gas in France will go down because the people stood up. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Macron in France is going to get the flack for that, but it was the IMF that made France put those prices up, so they take half of it. So as went off a bit off track there. As for paying for it, there's a rather expensive thing for American people called a military budget, and well over half of it, and I mean well over half of it, is wasted as it stands. Roughly 716 billion this year, and like I said, over half of that is complete wasted. 10% or more of that 716 billion each year can go towards saving our own sons and daughters from the program called military service. And it is a program of abuse and mind control. Well, all the benefits of it goes to the psychopaths implementing the program. We create jobs like engineering, computer learning and other professions that currently get rolled into military training, whereby they are the only viable group to offer that level of training. So we need to start to create training sections outside of the military, not in it. This was a deliberate policy where they deliberately cut off the training programs to the general public, so people were forced into the only option of joining the military to again get training in a profession, and then subsequently got pushed into military service in some falsely created battlefield. This needs to be implemented, and quickly. The savings could also be put for the 800 or 900 bases dotted around the world that we don't need either, that can go into that programme. Just decommission a load of bases and build military hospitals. I hope that gets picked up. Quite a lot of other solutions that we've done in this show have been picked up and ran with. Let's hope that one is too.